Hey everyone, John Henry here. Today in the market psychology video, we're going to be taking a look at a strong trend morning. Now this follows up from last week on Friday as well as Thursday. Thursday was a massively bullish day. Friday continued that bullishness, a little bit of pullback going into the afternoon, and then on Monday we open up with another strong continued bullish move higher. Very obvious that the buyers mean business here. We're back above that $45 mark. We're actually even approaching 46 right now. So buyers very much on the aggression, right? The sellers, maybe in the long term, they could be scaling in for shorts on, a weekly chart, but during the intraday sessions, we've been seeing a lot of bullishness. We opened up this week and the day with a small gap up, but we did gap above all of yesterday's movement. That is a very strong candle, right? The sellers tried to go down. They tried to even get to that prior high of day to fill the gap. And it closes right back on its highs. That is a very obvious rejection from the sellers, and that is a good buy opportunity for a potential swing trade that you can just hang on for the day looking for the high move. If you're a little bit concerned, didn't want to trade the first candle of the day, I can't say I blame you. So the buyers get bad followed through, but the bears get no follow through. So when you get a strong bull candle like that leads into a doji that didn't take hardly anything back on that first one, it might as well all just be part of the same candle. So this is essentially just one big bull candle, and the very next candle closes bullish on its highs as well. So we're seeing the buyers completely dominate the market. The sellers aren't even getting a chance to get in. So that is a strong clue that we need to be buyers. If you didn't take this initial one, this is the next one to jump in on for a beautiful run towards the highs. Now we have a strong move up. They continue that drive higher, big push, and they followed it up with another big push. With this drive higher, there's very likely going to be buyers who bought this first candle, maybe bought the third one, the fifth one, whatever. They're going to be looking to take profit up here, and that's very likely where this pullback happened. Now, the reason we consider this a pullback and not a reversal of the trend, what happened to the bears at the bottom, right? What is all of this wick at the bottom? Do you see that on the upside over here? No. The buyers are showing firm dominance. When you have the sellers take an attempt, it's bought right back up. A wick is nothing but a failure, right? At one point, this candle was a huge brick, but then it failed all the way back up again. That gives us a clue that the buyers are buying into these lows, assuming that, you know what, sellers, we don't believe you. We don't think that you're going to take this back, and we're going to buy in your face. Sellers who maybe sold this are going to hate everything about this candle, and they may choose to exit. And what's that going to do? Well, it's going to cause more buyers to come into the market, and that shoves the market back in the opposite direction. Now, by the time we actually got a good candle, it was all the way up here. But again, if you're paying attention to the small little nuances in here, there are plenty of opportunities to buy low down here on this movement, instead of waiting until all the way over here. If you did wait until all the way over here, it is a beautiful buy bar breaking out above that earlier swing high. They probed the high, and they tried pulling back a little bit. They finished the job off. Nice strong close above it, and that is another follow-up reason to buy. Now, one thing notably, we have yet to pull back, right? This is the biggest pullback they had, and they couldn't even make it back to the moving average. So we know that eventually there will be a correction. We'll probably go into a range at some point in the day. We'll get a correction back down, whatever the case happens to be. But when that happens, it's considered really the first pullback of the day, and it's very likely going to get bought. Now, that may be at a channel low, something along those lines. It could be at a wedge if that's what formed, whatever way that it forms. Either way, though, we know that the pullback is very likely going to get bought. The sellers slam down into the moving average and lose all follow through, completely fell apart. That tells us that if there were sellers in there, they're not going to hang on to it. And more likely than not, there were buyers that bought into that move, assuming, hey, you know what? We haven't had a pullback all morning, and this is finally one. I'm going to buy into it. So buyers buy into that move, shoving the market right back up, and very likely through the high of day is the objective. So just a beautiful mix of technical analysis and market psychology today, especially on a day like today. If you're reading it correctly, man, you can have a really fun day of trading. So that's going to do it for this one. Hopefully you found it useful. Hopefully you found it entertaining and you learned something, and we'll see you next time.